Not sure how many of you know this, but there's a 2012 Irish monster mash featuring blood-sucking, squid-like alien creatures that was heavily inspired by the Facehuggers from the Alien franchise. If you thought this was the most interesting part, wait till I tell you how screenwriter Kevin Lehane came up with the screenplay in the first place. So, Lehane was on a backpacking tour across the world, and being simultaneously bitten by mosquitoes when he learned about the urban legend that consuming marmite, or should I say the thick, intensely savory yeast spread, prevents mosquito bites. Naturally, this had Lehane pondering whether the pesky flying insects ever got a hangover from feeding on the blood of a drunken person. So much so that this particular thought lingered at the back of Lehane's mind till he came back home, and he eventually ended up writing the screenplay for Grabbers. Of course, Lehane gave the tentacled predators an evolutionary flaw, which in my opinion is batshit hilarious. You see, these multi-tentacled alien monsters are highly allergic to alcohol, and that means the only solution to staying alive is by getting dangerously drunk. Well, this brings me to today's video, where I will be talking about the origin, type, life cycle, and many more interesting things about the eponymous creatures. Are you ready? I suggest you grab a few beers for this one. Where did they come from? If you have seen John Wright's Grabbers and paid close attention to the movie, you will recall these terrifying extraterrestrial squid-like beings arriving on Earth right at the beginning of the film. Try to remember the opening scene. If you do that, you are bound to remember these monstrous creatures inside some kind of massive, fiery sphere of green light, falling from the night sky and straight into the middle of the sea. While the monster horror comedy flick did not really dive deep into the lore of the creature's home world, the film does establish that the Grabbers originated from deep outer space. Why else would they be falling from the sky? Well, if you have a theory that is different from mine, do share in the comments section. What do they eat? In the movie, right after the creatures crash landed, the hostile beasts targeted a small boat that unfortunately fell in the middle of their aquatic hunting grounds. Safe to say, the three fishermen aboard the trawler became the tentacled invaders' most convenient and immediate source of food. And the alien beings quickly established the solitary fact that they did not come in peace. Of course, the hunger grew, which had them next hunting the local marine life, especially the pilot whales, after which residents of a remote Irish island became their frequent and favorite snack to munch on. I don't know if there is any other way to put this across, but the Grabbers in the movie are strictly hematophagous, or in simpler words, they feed entirely on blood, and they need water to survive. Additionally, the Grabbers are not exactly picky eaters, and they will aggressively target any warm-blooded organism they can lay their tentacles on. Life cycle of the Grabbers. In the film, we have managed to witness the three stages of a Grabber. They are born from eggs, and right after their birth, the short-tentacled offspring can instantly move around and even hunt for themselves. At this stage, they are called jumpers, as they possess these powerful spring-like tails that pretty much allow them to jump around. Now, in terms of their appearance, the jumpers resemble massive leeches, but hey, do not let their defenseless baby seal-like cries deceive you at all. Believe me when I say this, they are absolutely vicious in nature, and would not even hesitate once before leaping at their victims and latching onto them to drain their blood. As the baby Grabbers feed and grow, they enter their next stage of the life cycle. A Grabber in its adolescent form will lose its tail and instead have multiple tentacles. If you examine its mouth more closely, you will see that it has a retractable, blood-sucking tongue that can spit like a frog and even strangle its victims. Lastly, there are the larger ones. A full-grown Grabber is much bigger than a police squad car and can easily swallow an entire man for that matter, leaving behind just the head. Female Grabbers are roughly the size of a large octopus, but it is safe to say that, be it a male or a female Grabber, both rely on their razor-sharp teeth and tentacles to drag their prey. Also, when it comes to a male Grabber, it is big and strong enough to knock a hole in a bathroom wall, as well as damage a patrol car, as seen in the movie. What is their weakness? Well, if there is one thing that the Irish are known for, it is their alcohol consumption. Naturally, residents of the remote Irish island have a silver bullet too. As long as they have an inordinate amount of alcohol in their blood, and by this I mean as long as they are absolutely wasted, the grabbers will avoid feasting on the blood of the highly inebriated. In short, human blood laced with an insane level of alcohol content pretty much acts as a lethal toxin to their biology. But having said that, one of the grabbers in the movie did show a certain degree of intelligence when it confronted one of the drunken men. While the character, named Dr. Smith, thought he was fittingly drunk and just wanted to take a picture of the full-grown male grabber, the creature chose to hurl him into the air and kill him, instead of eating him. Another weakness of this mystifying species is that they cannot be on dry land for a longer duration. They need water to survive, and it is mandatory for them to always have access to water, especially for hunting and feeding purposes. Lastly, as seen at the end of the movie, alcoholic fisherman Paddy Barrett's poutine proved to be remarkably effective, as it actually led the adult male grabber to release O'Shea despite being on the literal verge of killing him. Can they reproduce on Earth? As a matter of fact, they do. When one of the adolescent grabbers is brought down to the lab for examination, local marine ecologist Dr. Smith comes to the conclusion that it is a female grabber because it does not have any testicles. On further inspection, the female grabber was also found to be pregnant, especially with Dr. Smith showcasing one of its eggs. Later, with more eggs found buried near the Black Rock Caves around the West Beach, as discovered by Garda Kieran O'Shea and Garda Lisa Nolan, it becomes quite clear that the grabbers can reproduce, and they can do so at a terrifying speed. In fact, the female grabber, after consuming enough prey, will lay many eggs at once, preferably near a damp sea cave where it will have easy access to the waters. The eggs will hatch upon contact with water, and what follows next is absolute mayhem. Well, that is all I have for today, folks. So, who here has seen Joe Wright's Grabbers? I would love to know your thoughts on the movie, and more importantly, on the rampaging, multi-tentacled aliens on display. Now, if you have any more interesting stuff to share, please do that in the comments section. And if you have enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Please do leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more such videos. As for me, I promise to come back with another favorite video soon. Thanks for watching, and have a nice one.